Yeah, welcome back to Weststock TV. I'm in the imp today, and it's a fiberglass day. It's like 50 degrees, and I'm sick of winter already, but here we are. So basically, that's what we got going today. Uh, a whole lot. Honda Accord, I believe, but it's getting 410s and two tweeters, so no door handles, no window switches. So all of that stuff's gonna have to be redone, but it's not really my section. So I think it's gonna be electronic door poppers or something in the car. But I got this first template cut out, so got everything traced. So what I'm gonna do, I'll put this back. But basically, I'm just gonna cut this out, this copy. I'm not gonna cut it right on the lines. I'm just gonna cut it kind of out a little bit. Like instead of cutting it right here, I'm gonna cut it about here or so. And then I'm gonna break out the router, tape these two together, and then I'm gonna use the router and get them to where it's a perfectly even shape, like an exact duplicate. So let me go ahead and get this jigsaw going and get this going. So all the main holes and whatever is cut. Gee. But anyway, you can see it's got a little bit of kind of hangover on all of the edges. So it's not a perfect cut, it's just close. So I'm about to go ahead and get this router set up, and then that's gonna trim off all of this excess to where the bottom piece is the exact same shape, size, and all of that as the top piece. So before you can stick them together, you gotta wipe all the sawdust and everything off. And I use this foam tape. I don't know how thick this is, but it's not that thick. But anyway, this is what I use. It's thick enough, and it's a lot softer than 3M, so it's easier to take off once you're done. But basically, you get some tape, you anchor it down in as many spots as you can, trouble areas or whatever that from the pressure of cutting it, you might knock the wood loose. So you want to get it in all of the key areas near the edges and stuff. But then you peel your tape off, and then you stick that piece on the first piece, and then you end up with something like this. And you just kind of lay it on there soft to where you can kind of still move it around a little bit. And then once you get it to where you're comfortable, you just squeeze it down in every area where you know you got tape. So squeeze it down in all of these places. You can lay it on the ground, stand on it, put some type of weight on it, whatever you got to do to feel like you got everything stuck together real good. And once you got that, you basically got two pieces stuck together. And I get the router set up and it kind of explain how that's gonna work. Here we go. So, and your router may be different than mine. So, as far as adjusting it, it might be different. But mine is it's got this little latch right here. You unlatch it and then you twist this to kind of raise and lower it. But the goal is to get it to where the blade, and this is a flush trim bit, so you'll need one of these. But the goal is to get the blade right at the same height as this little gap between the pieces. So the bearing is going to roll across the top piece, which is the one that's, for the most part, a perfect cut. And the blade at the bottom is going to trim this bottom piece to where it's even with the top piece, which is why you had to tape the two together. So go ahead and plug this up and make sure you get some goggles, some type of glasses, and a mask because it's going to be a lot of dust kicking up. And depending on which one you got, they make them where they come with like the little vacuum that sucks all that sawdust out the way. But, you can always just go outside and deal with it that way. Sweep up later or let the wind take it. But anyway, cover your mouth, cover your nose, cover your eyes because it'll get messy. Oh, yeah, and definitely get a taper, but it'll tell you which direction to go. So the blade is going to spin whatever way it spin, but you want to push the wood this way. So If you're cutting this piece, you want to slide it like this, and then the same. You want to make sure you're cutting the same direction. The blade spins this way, so you want to make sure you're running it to where the blade is actually going to do some work. So you slide the direction that it tells you to slide. Otherwise, you won't get anything cut. So pay attention to the directions. So that was like almost 5 minutes, but let me unplug this real quick. All right, so yeah, that's off. But anyway, this is done. A lot of dust, plus a lot of the sawdust that I swept off halfway through this. But anyway, now you got your pieces, and as you can see, everything is an exact copy. I know some of these edges not a full perfect circle, but that first one I kind of freehanded as close as I can get it. But the edges, which is what's important, are the exact same. So it's a perfect copy of the first piece. Whether the first piece is perfect or not, it's up to you. But these are identical pieces. Get your screwdriver and you kind of pry this apart, and just like that, you got your two perfectly identical pieces. And then you just got to kind of roll off all of this double-sided tape, which sometimes it comes off perfect, and sometimes it'll leave some residue on there, so you'll have to kind of mess with it a little bit. But this wasn't on there that long, so it's coming off pretty easy. And clean up all your sawdust, and after this, you're ready to start mounting them on the door panels and kind of getting them set up how you want them.